California as far as reparations is concerned?
Yeah, so if you don't know, you about to know. First of all, California is the first state in the nation to create a reparations commission. California in 2020, the governor signed a law that created the first in the nation, first in the country reparations commission. The job of the commission is to investigate reparations, educate the public about reparations, and then actually create reparations proposals here for Black folks who descend from U.S. slavery in the state of California. The commission started its work in June of 2021. There's 9 members on the California Reparations Commission, and the commission is holding public meetings pretty much on a monthly, every other monthly basis. And the meetings are open to the public. The commission is also holding community listening sessions through local organizations, one of which is the organization that I help lead called the Coalition for Just and Equitable California, which is a grassroots California-based coalition of organizations here in the Sacramento area, the Bay Area, Inland Empire, Southern California, LA, San Diego, et cetera, et cetera. We work for reparations and reparative justice in the state of California, and we're one of the 6 so-called community anchor organizations that the California Reparations Commission selected to do community outreach for Black people for reparations here in the state of California. So in a nutshell, California will be the first state to actually do reparations for Black folks. And then the federal government is going to be next.
Ain't that something? And,
Yep.
you know, I've been watching this brother for a while, y'all. Like, he be in the Bay Area. They be in Southern, just talking about putting their feet to the ground to see this thing through. So, Chris, like, how long have y'all been at this? Like, how long the process has it been?
So I'm about to take you back, bro, because we actually was a part of the team and part of the people that actually helped get the law written that created the Reparations Commission back in 2019 and 2020. A bunch of folks, just regular Black folks, regular Black people, nothing special. We don't got no special political experience. We don't got no special. We didn't go to school for this, nothing like that. We just regular Black folks here in the state of California who said, yo, we want to do something for reparations. So back in 2019, we started talking to local politicians and local legislators and government people, state government people about reparations. And we found out that the state government, the state of California, was going to do a reparations bill. And so we started working with the people who was writing the reparations bill. It was then Assembly member Dr. Shirley Weber, who is now California Secretary of State, Shirley Weber. She was working back in 2019 and into early 2020 on a reparations bill. So we clicked up with her team, started talking to her team, started helping to write the language for the legislation, along with a lot of other great people who was also working on that. Big shout out to folks like Maureen Simmons, who was actually working to write the legislation. Also, big shout out to my brother who works in our LA team, my brother Marcus Champion, who helped write the legislation, helped get the legislation rewritten. Obviously, big shout out to Assembly member, or then Assembly member, now Secretary of State Shirley Weber, who is the first author, the primary author, the main author of the law that created the Reparations Commission. And this is back in 2019, 2020, we was working on this. So the state accepted the law, actually passed the law in 2020, and we've been working since then, a little bit before then, but basically since then, to make reparations a real thing. And like I said, the law was passed in 2020 that created the California Reparations Commission, but the commission didn't start working until June of 2021. So there was a little bit of a 6, 9, 10-month period between when the law got passed in late 2020 and the summer of 2021, June 2021, when the actual 9-member commission started its work. In that time, the state had to pick the commission members. We helped actually recommend people for the commission. We was working to find people who we thought might be good people. And actually the chair of the Reparations Commission right now, who is a brilliant, amazing sister, 30-year-old Black millennial sister named Camilla Moore, Chair Moore. She's also an attorney. She's a reparatory justice scholar. She went to school for reparations. She's helped do reparations in other parts of the globe. She came back here to California. She's from South LA. And she was actually somebody who we worked with before she got chosen to the Reparations Commission. She was somebody who we recommended because she was working with us on the ground. And so it was during that time between September of 2020 and June of 2021 that we was helping recommend people like Camilla Moore to get on the actual Reparations Commission. So we helped write the law. We helped get people chosen for the commission after the law got passed. Since June 2021, as you were just saying, we've been all over the state. First of all, we're going to be in Oakland this Saturday, by the way. So I got to make sure I say that. Oakland, California Ballroom, Saturday, May 28th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We got a reparations listening session going on, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We're going to have a couple of Reparations Commission members in the building. So make sure you come out. It's a public event. It's a free event. You don't got to register. We got a registration page, but you don't have to register. Pull up, be there, come talk to the Reparations Commission members yourself. But we've been all around the state, Oakland. We going to LA in June on Juneteenth. Actually, Juneteenth weekend, we're going to be in LA June 18th and June 19th. We was in Marin City in April. Shout out to Paul Walker. We was in Richmond in February. We was back in LA in December, Oakland twice last year, September, October, Sacramento. We just did one in Sacramento too, by the way, a couple of weeks back in Oak Park. Shout out to the Shakur Center. So since January 2021, we've been going around the state, making sure Black folks know what's going on, making sure Black folks can be a part of the process, because it ain't going to work if you ain't a part of the process. If I ain't a part of the process, it ain't going to work. So that's what we've been doing.
And I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute before we go, like what all of us can do to help.
Yep.
But, man, I was reading an article one day, right? And it was talking about the Reparation Task Force, and I knew it was real. I got something started happening in my body when I said they're going to base it on lineage. I said, uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh, I'm getting my money. Oh, just all jokes aside.
Yeah.
Why do you think that part was so important?
Oh, man.
Why do you think that part was so important, Chris?
That was huge. That was huge. That was a generational thing that happened. This happened in March, actually. So as I mentioned, the Reparations Commission is holding hearings. It holds public hearings by law. By the law that created the commission has to hold at least 10 public hearings in person. And one of the 10 public hearings happened in March of this year, last March. In that March meeting, the commission had to decide who is going to be eligible for reparations. That's an important question because it's going to be hard to figure out how much it's going to cost, what it's going to be, if you're not clear about who is eligible for reparations. And so the question in March was, as you just said, should it be based on your lineage? Meaning, should you actually be somebody who comes from the Black folks who built this country right here? The Black folks who didn't come here by choice, but came here by chains or came here under the bottom of a ship, or was bred from the people who came here under the bottom of a ship and actually worked for free for hundreds of years and was free with nothing, if you could call it free, and had to go through the Jim Crow and all of the stuff that's going on now. Should you actually be one of those Black people, or should you just be somebody who just could call themselves Black, and it would be not lineage but race based? And so the question was, should it be that or that, lineage based or race based? And that was a decision that the commission had to make in March. That was a huge decision. The commission ultimately at the end said, we got to make this lineage based for a few different very important reasons. One, it just makes sense. It's just the right thing to do. The people who was promised 40 acres and a mule, we they kids. And look, those are people. So we was promised reparations. So that's that. So it just makes sense. The other thing is, and this is something that I think I want to hear more people talk about. So there was a legal question, because in California, technically speaking, you can't do no laws, spend no money based on or for a specific racial group of people. Technically speaking, in the California law and the California Constitution, right now it's technically illegal, unconstitutional to say, I'm going to spend state money on Black people. I'm going to spend state money on white people. I'm going to spend state money specifically on AAPI people. It's technically unconstitutional, technically illegal to do that here in the state of California, and also at the federal government. Now I know, and I'm like y'all, I'm like, well, why all these other groups seem to get their specific piece? Like, why is that? That's absolutely true, and there are different answers to that. But technically speaking, right now it's unconstitutional, illegal, not doable to make a specific thing, a specific money for a particular race of people in the state of California. So if the commission would have said all you had to do was just say you Black, by the way, there's all kind of problems with that anyway, because anybody could say they Black. Black is a
whole bunch of $5 African Americans.
That would be the Rachel Dollars of reparations. We don't right. That's a problem. That's a problem. Right, that's a huge about a big shout out to OG Mods. Let's talk money. When you come to San Jose, we coming to San Jose. By the way, if you can pull up, I know San Jose is close-ish to Oakland. If you can pull up, come through this Saturday in Oakland. By the way, we're gonna be in Vallejo too later on that same day on Saturday, also Saturday, May 28th. But Mods, we coming to San Jose very, very soon. If you want more information, I'll share the website soon. But that was the question in March: lineage versus race based, and the commission said you got to be one of the Black folks who are from the Black folks who built this country, and that was a huge decision, and it was the right decision to make for, again, the common sense and also for the legal reasons too.
Yes, and everybody listening, keep in mind, if you ever been to a casino and you may ask, who's the owner? Let me speak to the top manager, like the guy who's in charge here. You may see a white man that looks like Brad Pitt come out and say, yeah, I want this. You say, what? Yeah. There was a such thing called a Dawes Rolls where white people were able to get on the Dawes Rolls and pay $5 to say they were Indian. That's what I was scared of with our movement. So when I seen y'all do that, I say, okay, they serious.
Yeah,
they this thing off.
Yeah, now, we fought hard, bro. And